A lot of y'all been asking me about the Les Paul. What's going on with the Les Paul? I haven't talked about it for a while. I've been doing some work off camera, and I figured I'd just make a video and update you on the Les Paul guitar. So let's get right into it. And welcome back, folks. I just love it, man, when you guys keep coming back here and we do this horrible, awful things that we do here at the house. Like I say, I've been working off camera. I fixed these inserts back here for the tailpiece. That's all done now. Man, do they fit tight too. I drove them in with hammer. I wrapped silver tape around the insert, you know, kind of built that up. It was just fitting a little bit loose in the hole. I was going to put a toothpick, and I did put a toothpick in there, and I didn't like the way it felt or looked. It wouldn't let the insert go all the way down in flat against the surface of the finish, top of the guitar. It does now. Anyways, that's done. And then I leveled all the frets, knocked the nut out. I made a bone nut for it. That was a plastic nut that was in there. I made a bone one for it. I didn't like the way the grooves were cut in the plastic one. Then I leveled all the frets and I put radius back into them. This guitar has got a 16-inch radius. I don't know if I mentioned that in any other videos or not. I don't know. I was thinking Les Paul's had a 12-inch radius. Am I wrong? This one's got a 16, and I'm going to show it to you right now. My apologies for all the noise. The AC is working its hind end completely off, man. This is a 12th fret right here, 13 and 14. I got to use frets where this stuff, the inlay, doesn't reflect the light. But I got a 16 right there. Let me hold it down there where you can see it. There's a 16. And I'm just going to hold that there, and I'm going to shine a flashlight back behind it here. Let me get my arm out of the way so you can see. And you will not see any light come through there. It's definitely is a 16. And it's like that all the way down. There's the next fret. I think it's coming through on the camera. Yeah, you can't see. See, I'm shining a flashlight right up against the thing. And you can see it's a 16. This don't have a 12 on it, but if I put a 12 on there and do that, light comes through. So I don't know, man. I just thought Les Pauls were 12-inch radius. This one's not. I don't know. I'll get the camera down and show you the frets thus far. I'm getting ready to start crowning. Here's the nut I knocked out of it. It was too wide. Where are we at? It was too wide this way to fit down in that slot. Granted, there's a lot of glue down there. I got to clean that out too. It was glued in there like that. And here's the one I made for it. It's not finished yet. This area in the front is still a little bit rough. I got to go over it some more and polish it down a little bit. It's bone. But look at the string grooves. Hold on. Look at the string grooves in the nut that I knocked out of it. See those grooves? And compare them to the nut that I made. The nut I knocked out's in the front. The one I made's in the rear. I just didn't like the way those string grooves were cut out. I don't know if you can see the front of it or not. Come on, camera. It's very rough. This whole side is yet. I got to work that down. And now I got to work it down, you know, where it'll fit down in that slot better too. It almost does. It won't take very much. But before I do, look how tight that is. Wow. It's stuck. Unbelievable. That's a very good fit so far. But I got to get that glue out of there before I can do anything with the nuts. I like glue on my nuts. You can see here how flat they are. I got to color them blue again. But they are flat city. They're rough. They're still very rough. I think that's a 12th fret right there. Yeah, I see the fret markers. But they're completely flat. They got the 16-inch radius back into them now. And that fretboard had all kinds of scratches and nicks and marks everywhere. And I did a video, I think I did one showing that. I don't know if it made YouTube or not, but I did one on Patreon. I think it made YouTube too. Can't remember too good. But there we go, and I'm getting ready to start crowning right now. We're not going to get into the sandpaper tonight. It's just too hot here. It's been a hot day, and I wore out like 8 hours ago. So anyways, check this out. You can see how all that fitted up. This insert, I put aluminum tape around both of the inserts and drove them in there. Man, they are extremely tight. Just screw these down tight and there's nothing that moves. You can see there. And that turned out good. So we get these frets done, man, we're going to be ready to start installing hardware. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get these frets done. I hate that shit. So we leveled the frets, okay? Colored them blue. Put the radius back in. Color them blue. I'm going to crown them now. You've seen how flat they were. When we crown them, we want to leave the very tiniest, minute flatness across the top of each fret. That way, we've maintained our levelness that we worked so hard for. I did. You guys got out of it on this one. But yeah, by coloring them blue like this, I've told it all before, we can maintain the very top of the fret, keep that ever so minute flat spot across the top of the fret. What does that do, you ask? Well, it maintains our levelness for one. Every fret exactly the same height. And it also makes the frets last longer. The more fret you have that makes contact with the strings, when strings are fretted, noted, and the less materials will be worn away. This is 150 grit right here. We go over all the frets, leave a thin line across the top, color them blue again, pop this out, turn it over, and we got 300 grit. Yeah, 300 grit right there. Color them all blue, go over them again, leave a very thin line, very minute. I'll show it to you if I can get the camera to pick it up. And then the old dreaded sandpaper. God, man, I am so sick of doing frets right now. I could puke. Just wow. You can't see too good. Maybe I can move the guitar around a little bit so you can see better. I don't know. How you guys been doing, man? Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful summertime. It ain't been too hot for you. Buddy, I'll tell you what, it don't take very long. Every now and then I knock the shavings out of the file. I'll just bang it on the bench a few times. Keeps it clean, keeps it cutting nice. It don't take very long with these files. And these frets are actually a lot harder than I expected them to be. One of you all asked me about the fret material on this, what I thought of it. I've got the fret wire, I'm just going to change it out, put Evo fret wire in it, but for now, I'm going to leave it alone. You can see what quick work this makes of that. And it's that very hard of wire. That's what it is. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. I can really hear this file biting in. The sandpaper grits, working up through them, that's my favorite part. Wow. Like I say, we're not going to do that tonight. It takes forever and ever. I may not even do it at all on camera unless you guys want to see it. If you sat through one of the entire lengths of how long it takes to do that and get that polished fret mirror image look, then you probably would see why I charge so much for this. To level, re-radius, re-crown, and polish all the frets to a mirror image. I don't do it cheap anymore. I used to. Till I seen what kind of other fret jobs luthiers around this area was doing and found out what they were charging for them. Wow, holy cow, man. Just unbelievable. I said, you know what, if you paid that much for that, I'm going to up my price big time. Those luthiers tell you, or told them, just the people I know that had frets done, some of the guys confronted the luthier about, the fret's very rough, very scratchy. His response was, just play them off. Bend strings, play it. It'll wear off before you know it. You just gotta work yourself through that raspy, horrid grinding sound whenever you bend the string. I should make mention, when you get back here, I don't know if you can see that fret dust right there. I think I see it in the camera a little bit. When you get back here, you want to be very careful, man, working that close to that body on both sides, particularly up here. You got the cutaway there, it helps a little bit, but be very conscientious when you reach this area here. Be alert, aware, and watch what you're doing very closely, because you can really screw up in a hurry back here. I just wanted to throw that in. You can have that for free. Hold on. I gotta sweep it off, but hopefully you can see that tiny little thin blue line. That maintains our flatness all the way down the fretboard. Now the next time over it with the fretboard, the fret filer, you can see the shavings. I gotta sweep that. That hurts my head to look at on such a beauty of a guitar. Next time that line will be even more minute. So let's do it! Check this out. You'll probably never hear it with all the noise in here. The AC's running, the fans and everything else. Flat city, man. All the way across each fret is flat. You remember, it rocked on every other fret before. I checked them all already. All we have to do, like I say, is polish them blue again. And swap the file over for 300 grit. That's black. No other color will work. Blue's got to be blue. Nothing else works. Red won't work. Green, I've tried them all. Now I can just see blue better. I don't know what it is. It's just easier for me because I can see blue. Okay, now color them all blue again. I got to take the file here, pop this 150 out, put it on 300 grits. You won't hear this one biting in. I don't know if you heard the other one biting in or not. I can already hear a huge difference in how that bites into that file. Or fret, I mean. Yeah. On this top. Yes, sir. I've said it before. You just gotta set your mind to it and do it, because it's a very long, slow, painstaking process. But it's gonna all be good when we get completed. There's been so much stuff coming in, man. I stopped taking a bunch of guitars so I could get some of my own stuff fixed and get this guitar going, because I wanted this guitar to be playable as soon as possible. And after I'm finished with these frets, I'm going to immediately start installing hardware. I got brand new Grover tuners for it, 18-to-1 tuning machines. They're going to go in this puppy. This file takes a little longer than that other one did, because it's, like I say, it's not as aggressive. It saves a little bit of sandpaper work, getting the file marks out of the frets upon completion. You might notice now that line is a wee bit thinner than it was before. Reason being, because I made it thinner, I wanted it to be, see, I can barely see it in the camera. I don't think you can see it good enough to tell what I'm talking about. Might be better with the, you can tell which is best with the, there maybe, yeah, there you can see it. very thin line. Well, sandpaper's next, but I just thought of something I got to check. I was thinking today about Tall Thin Kev had a video on this guitar, and he laid a straight edge on the neck and came back and it hit just like it's doing now. And I remembered him mentioning it might need a neck reset. And I just thought, oh shit, man, if we do all this work and then it needs a neck reset too, that straight edge should come right up to the saddles. I got some room there to lower these. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a screwdriver, I think, to do it. Oh, there it goes. Looks like it's going to be awful close. And there it is. That's coming right up to the saddle. It's not hitting the bridge part. It's going over that. And it's just barely nicking the saddle a little bit. And I got some more room to go down if I need to move it down lower. So I'm glad that worked out. After all this work, it'd be a shame, man, to have to reset the neck on it too. That's a set neck. It'd be as bad as resetting a neck on an acoustic guitar. Ooh, suey! Look at that gold on that black. Wow. We're getting closer, folks. I don't know if I'll video any of the sandpaper runs or not. If you all want to see it, just say so and I'll do it, I guess. I got to do it anyway. I just got so many videos of me doing that. So there you go. I'm going to put my nuts back over here in the parts box. At least with the one. I don't care what happens to the old one. I just don't like the looks of that nut. Hope this helped someone, something along the way, a thin blue line or just anything, or maybe you had a good time or a laugh or two. If any of that happened, then this video was good. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Take care of yourself, folks, because nobody's going to do that for you. I've learned that over more than a half a century. Cheers. See you soon.
Hold on.